Welcome to Fantastic Fiber Friday. Today I'm going to show you how to set the twist on your hand spun yarn, and I'm also going to show you how to wind on a niddy noddy, which really isn't rocket science, but some people have a hard time getting the hang of it. So as you can see, I have some yarn here, some hand spun, and first I'm going to take this off the niddy noddy and show you how to set the twist. And I've got a little bit of string here I'm going to use to tie it off with, so that it won't become a mess when we set the twist. And I usually tie mine off in 3 places. If it's a really big skein, sometimes 4. So I'm going to go ahead and try to cut through that. And go ahead and tie these. And what I have here is I have a basin filled with warm water. And you can also use a little bit, some people like to use a little bit of wool wash, like they would use on their wool. Or sometimes I'll use a little bit of Dawn dish detergent because that's my favorite thing of choice. I use that for washing fleeces too. So I'm just getting these tied in 3 spots. Now I can pull it off the niddy noddy. My skinny yarn out. Here's my end, my other end. And that's fine. It's not going to hurt anything. And then basically all you really do to set the twist in the yarn is give it a bath. So like I said, I'm using not hot water, not cold water, just tepid water. And you want to make sure that it gets thoroughly wet. So sometimes I'll just set it in there and leave it for 10 minutes or so. Sometimes 30, depending on the thickness of the yarn. And if it's silk, I leave it in even longer because silk seems to take longer to get wet. There we go. That shouldn't take too long. 10 minutes would do it. So I'm going to let that sit for a minute, and I'm going to show you how to wind onto a niddy noddy. Now usually I use one of my lazy Kates, and I didn't bring one out here because I'm out in the office and I do a lot of my spinning in the house. So I've got my niddy noddy and I've got my yarn, and basically I loop it around a couple times on one side so the end doesn't go anywhere, and you just start wrapping. And usually when I stick this on a niddy noddy, it's kind of nice because the bobbin will spin for me, and I just wind it right off the bobbin. And it's just a matter of looping it around each one of the arms. And I'm not going to go through this whole bobbin because it will take me probably a good 20 minutes. But I just wanted to give you an idea of how it works, and you kind of get into a rhythm of which ways you need to move your arms once you get used to doing this. Like I said, not rocket science, but sometimes it can be a little intimidating if you're not used to the motions. Just take your time and you'll get used to it. Now I'm going to check on my yarn again. It's almost completely soaked. This was spun rather loosely. Sometimes what I'll do, if I want to get it dry really super fast for any reason, like I want to get photos or something, I will take it out, roll it up in a towel to dry it a bit more before I hang it, but in this case I'm not in any rush. So I'm just going to go ahead and take it out. It is pretty soft and wet at this point. Give it a little wring out. You don't have to be super gentle with it, but you don't want to twist and twist and twist because you may break the yarn. And then you take it, go ahead and hang it up and let it dry. And that is how you set the twist on your yarn. Go ahead and set that down, dry my hands. So I hope this helps some of you newer spinners out there on how to do certain things with your yarn, how to wind onto a niddy noddy, and how to set the twist. I hope you have a wonderful weekend, and I will see you next week.